again, thank you very much, Glenn. I was just musing when you showed the chronological development, and then you're showing how the evolution, right? There's one image that you didn't have, and that is the image of the dinosaur. So if you don't mind, Glenn, I'm going to call both of us as dinosaurs because we've been doing youth work back in the late 80s to 90s. All right. So very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this. Actually, we call it like Master Clinic, but basically is like an informal chat where we will just be sharing our perspectives and views and then field some questions, right? So Glenn started off this introduction with the term PYD, or Positive Youth Development. And this is an area that I have dabbled with for quite a while, been trained in it. There was institute, or there is still, called Search Institute in the US, and they've been pushing this for some time together with other people as well. And so I'm bringing both from theoretical as well as practical aspects. So, which is why I thought on two areas, okay? Firstly, if you are a mentor, you are taking part in whatever mentoring program or whatever it is, you are now going to attempt to help a young person along in the journey, right? So this talk is for you, right? The first one. And the second one, if you are organizing a mentoring program, this talk is also for you, because embedded in it will be some principles of why or how certain portions must be highlighted for your program design. Okay, but I thought it is easier if you stick to 3 to 5 things. Okay, so I'm just doing 5. And I'm calling mega shifts because they have to move. And from my own experiences running youth programs, I find sometimes that we are stuck in one mold and we don't go further, and as a result we are in a plateau and not improving, right? So these are 5 mega shifts or 5 thoughts or perspectives for us to think about. Okay, so I want to challenge you, push you back a little bit, and later during Q&A you can push us back and then kind of get into a discussion with us. Okay, so shift number 1, okay, is where we move from agenda to agency. Now, this sounds like what I'm talking about. What agenda? When I'm talking about agenda, is I'm moving from my purpose as a mentor or a mentoring organization for youth, right? But it is about me. It's about my goals. It's about my KPIs. If you are an organization, it's about what I want to see happen, right? But moving from there, which is a good point to start, to agency. What agency are we talking about? Agency, we are referring to the youth. Does the youth have a voice? Do the youth you work with actually take part in designing or deciding what needs to be in the program? And it's a lot about autonomy for them to make decisions, as well as being empowered along that line. So at the back of our mind is that when we enter into any kind of mentoring, pairing up or relationship, right, then it's about moving. At first, yes, we may start, okay, now we got to kind of put the framing correctly for this mentoring journey. But then at the end, it must be that it's not about us meeting our goals. No, it's always about the needs of the mentor, right, that comes. And do they have a share in that journey? Do they have a say even? So this is just something for us to be very reflective about. Okay, now I move on to the second one, and that is moving from dependency mode on behalf of the mentee into interdependency. Now, notice I didn't say independence. Yeah, there's somewhere we want them to go, but the ultimate landing point is actually to be interdependent, about knowing how to work in community, knowing how to collaborate, right? So how does this look like? It looks about a community coming together. There's a sense of belonging, and there's collaboration, right? So this is something I like to caution. Normally, if you are a mentor and you become very protective, or some people say territorial, then I will raise some red flags, because the idea is to release your mentee into the community. They feel a sense of belonging from the community and not from your exclusive mentoring relationship with you. But then they get to learn how to also mingle with others, and contribute. You will notice that I'm going to use this word contribute quite a bit, because contribution is the goal for positive youth development, or PYDs, okay, the 6C as they will call it. All right. Now, from dependency to interdependency, and then this is somewhere where we often hear it. People mention about strawberry generation and all that. Personally, for me, I don't believe in it. I believe that every generation is resilient depending on what they have to go through, and especially for the last 3-4 years that we went through the pandemic, all right, has developed a certain kind of resilience in some people. And that's where for mentoring to come in, if you are a mentor, and then if you are, matched with a mentee, maybe he or she might be coming from a less than privileged position and all that, and then you see as fragile. No, we want you to move from there, as even might be as a starting point, but move towards a place where they can exercise and exhibit agility, the ability to have resilience, flexible, and adaptability. Right now, in speaking to those who are organizing mentoring programs, right, and I'm going to challenge you and ask you, does your program design have these elements about deliberately, purposefully moving a young person, right, to learn resilience, flexibility, adaptability? And part of it includes learning how to deal with failure, right? Knowing how to bounce back when you don't meet your goals. Never mind, bounce back, right? So for a mentor, it's be very conscious about not providing that protective veneer around the mentee all the way like a bubble. No, you're not called to be a bubble maker. You are called sometimes, right, to burst their bubble, that they will learn how to be resilient and stand on their own 2 feet along with others in interdependency, right? So that moving from fragility to agility. Now, the next one is quite interesting, because you often heard, right, and I mentioned this also, that we want to be looking at the needs of the young person, right? Very important, yes. But it's not all about gimme, gimme, gimme. It's not about mentor serving the mentee that they receive, right? As I said, the end goal is contribution, right? Contribution is another way of saying give back, right? So you are moving on the journey from the mentee, moving into gimme first at first, yes, but then later on to give back. And what does it look like, right? So it looks something like this. It's about focusing on there is a give back at the end of it, in terms of their time, in terms of maybe even their talent or their service, right? But it's in the spirit of gratitude, right? So it's not like, oh, I'm very, you asked me to give back. Okay, I just give, anyhow give. No. It's from a heart of serving. It's from gratitude. And this they will catch from you as a mentor to kind of role model that, all right? So in some sense, it's about others-centric. So you notice where this is going, right? So I'm talking about interdependence, I talk about community, I talk about others-centric, meaning that the mentee grows into a person who looks around and decides, oh, this is something that I should be able to give back to. And for mentoring program coordinators, if you are here, I would say that a very, very powerful modality or practice of mentoring is to have a time of community service, serving others, where mentor and mentee go out and serve others together. And this will be a wonderful time for the mentee also to realize, hey, there are other people actually quite worse off. Actually, I am quite privileged, right? And so they take off their blinkers and decided, wow, I must try and do something. And in the spirit of I'm getting, I would return. Someone ever told me before that freely you have received, freely you give, right? And it's better to be a river flowing, your income also outgo, right? Rather than just being a reservoir that stop, take it. It becomes stagnant, all right? Now, the final shifts, all right? The final shift will be this. And this is where we all want our eyes to be focused, that at the end of our journey with the mentee, and we let them go off on their own, and hopefully they will come back as a mentor to some other mentee, is about thriving. Yes, starting point could be from surviving. I need to learn all the skills. I need to learn this. I need to have that. But it's always about at the end goal, the journey is that you help them thrive. And what does this look like, right? So it looks something like this. They receive success when they give back, when they contribute. Okay, so you can quote me on this and say success here is not measured by your grades. success here is not measured by your exam performance. No, none of that, right? Those are tools. But what is real success in life is that you have given, you have value added. And this, in a way, in a very internal, some people call it intrinsic manner, it's about a fulfillment that, that will just drive them in their even down days. When you feel so down, and then they remember your words as a good mentor, guiding them and pointing them, hey, there is a community larger than just me. All right. So if I can put a sixth one, it's like from moving from me to we, right? There is a community out there who may also need our help, and they feel fulfillment, and that fulfillment gives them purpose, and their purpose in life is to be this contributor, right? So I have summarize the whole thing about PYD into just these 5 shifts, right? So this is just a broad picture. What to do with this broad picture is to, firstly, for mentors, to challenge yourself. If you want to know, hey, where can I target and where can I go? This is a good way of looking at the 5 lenses to see and ask yourself, are you moving in that direction, right? And then if you program coordinators or running mentoring programs, this is also good questions to ask yourself in your program design. Do you provide these opportunities? Do you provide this training of mentors to guide the mentees in this manner? And are your end goals measured by how much of an impact that your mentees may make ultimately? All right.